What is up, guys? Today we're taking another look at Trailmakers. I said this in the description, but I figured out how to reset my progress with the campaign. So I'm going to go with you guys. We're going to unlock different blocks, use different things, figure out just kind of how the game works together. I know a lot of it already, but starting from scratch and not having all of the pieces that are available is definitely a little bit harder. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the campaign here. They do have a couple of DLCs. I do not have the DLCs, unfortunately. So we're going to do Stranded. That's just the normal game mode. And then there will be an intro video here once it loads. Alright, so here's our little guy. I'm going to go ahead and open the builder. And then they usually will give you... Let's see. Oh, here we go. So they gave you some template vehicles early on. Those are nice for just quick, easy stuff that you can kind of drag out. It's not the best. It's not the fanciest. I will even often edit these. So like for this, the bumper car, it basically you just run up to a piece of salvage, and we'll see that in just a second, and just push it. I like to add a little I don't know, fork, arm, whatever on the side, just to keep that salvage that we grab from being able to go all over the place. It just gives you a little bit more control. So we're jumped inside that. We can control it. A and D to turn those wheels, and then W and S to go forward and to brake. So we're going to run over to the launch pad here real quick.
Dear colleague, if you are hearing this, your cargo vessel has crashed, and you have survived. The corporation will dispatch a rescue ship, but require you to leave the atmosphere of your current planet. Fortunately, your cargo can be repurposed as building blocks. Build a functional spacecraft by salvaging the scattered contents of your cargo. Once you have located a piece of cargo, place it underneath a recovery drone to extract the building block it contains. Please note that not all building blocks will be suitable for the spacecraft, but they can be used for local transportation purposes. Good luck.
Yeah, so with that, it says, not all of you don't need all of the building blocks that you find for your spacecraft, but some of them are nice for local transportation. There's just different things that you can build with those pieces, and some of them work really well, and some of them don't. So let's go ahead and drive over to that first piece. And so you can see, let me see if I can get my mouse to show here. Oh no, so it's not going to let me show my mouse. But you can see in that bottom left-hand corner we've got an MPH gauge that shows us how fast we're going. And then right next to it, it actually shows a little radar screen that shows how many pieces of blocks are within 200 meters. So clearly there's one right in front of me. But it is nice once you get going to be able to see, oh, hey, there's one right there, and then there's two more to find nearby. So we're going to go ahead and go, grab that one. It is kind of funny, though. I'll show you what happens if you drive up on it too fast. Oh, well, it didn't do it that time. I hit it the first time, and it, like, shattered the front part of my car, which was rather unfortunate, but there is a quick rebuild. Alright, well that gives me another power core.
This power core is required for your spaceship.
So what power cores are for, you can see right here I've got 1 out of 2. every engine that you have, and often a lot of the gadgets, will require a power core. So I'll go to propulsion here, and you can see that one. So if I throw another one on there, it'll let me place another engine. So I'm going to actually delete that one and copy this one. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that second one on there. That should let my car go just a little bit faster and make it just a little bit easier to run around and maneuver. So let's see. Okay, we can see right up on top of that hill, there's another piece. So let me see if I can get... Oh yeah, we're going a lot faster now. Let me see if I can get up on that hill. Oh, nope, that's a different thing. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, that's a little steep. We're gonna try it anyway. Okay, it worked out. Alright, I'm not even going to bother trying to grab this one and pull it backwards. So what I'm gonna do instead... Ooh, it's a headlamp! Oh, that'll come in handy. I'm just gonna shove it off this cliff. And then I'm going to drive back down there and grab it and just bring it over to that recovery drone. Alright, so that should be up right there. Okay, and you can see there's a pretty dark cave there. As soon as I grab this, I'm going to throw that headlamp on and we're going to figure out what's in that cave. That in there. Cool, cool. Open up my builder, and then... Okay, so here we've got gadgets, and see we've got that new headlamp. I'm going to toss 2 of those on, because I'm a huge fan of symmetry. Obviously, I don't really need to, probably, but I'm going to throw 2 of them on anyway, just because I want to. Sorry, my nose itched. I don't think there's a control for those on and off, but obviously it doesn't really matter. It's not like you have a limited battery supply. Oh yeah, cool. I wouldn't have been able to see in here without that headlamp. Oh hey, there's another piece there. Alright, that one is over water, so I am going to try and want to snag that one. So what I think I'll do... a little bit later on, you get some more pieces that'll let you like lock onto pieces of salvage. But for right now, I'm gonna do a easy but not very pretty fix. I'm just gonna grab a little hook on the front of my car there. So what I can do is kind of steer and turn. Oh, nope, that didn't work out. Hold on. Gotta go at this from a different angle. Okay, let's see if this works out. Nope, I knocked it off. Yeah, there we go. So if you ever knock them off or something like that, there is actually an option too as well. You can reset the salvage. What I also might be able to do... Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, and now that I've moved that, I can actually go and delete these extra pieces and get back to my normal car. Then I should have just enough room. Oh gosh. Nope, I am stuck. Okay. So I got stuck there. There's a little bit of a slope you can see. And so I just got caught on the actual body of my car instead of on the wheels. So now, flipped around right. See, I can just grab that and then we're going to drive right back down this cave and drop it off on that same recovery drone spot that we had before. Okay, so that's another power core. I could throw an extra engine on this thing.
This power core is required for your spaceship.
I could throw another engine on, but I probably won't, just because it's kind of diminishing returns. The first extra engine you get is really good, but then if you just start chunking more of the same ones on, it doesn't get any better, or it gets better but by small amounts. And so I did see, okay, so there's a piece of salvage up there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it. Let's find out. This gets a lot more exciting once you can fly, because then you start building planes that can go from place to place, and it's a lot of fun. Oh, look, there's one there. Let's get that one down. Ooh, piston. Oh yeah, you can see there, I accidentally hit that rock too hard and it smashed the front part off. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the repair and then rebuild. So let's do, I'm gonna copy this one and rotate it. Okay. And it's funny to me that it actually suggests this as a solution. If you just build a little pokey stick on it and knock it off. That should be high enough and long enough. Let's go ahead and see if we can knock that piston down. Oh, the arms on the front might be a little bit... Oh yeah, there we go. Go ahead and take that off because we're not going to need it, at least right now. Alright, I'm going to actually try and drive down this slope. It might not end well. Well enough. And then, oh, I'm not going to be able to make that. But, yep, that's rolling down the hill. Okay, cool. Oh god, oh god. Yep, okay, so see there, it shattered. I can hit R real quick to repair. And that just essentially rebuilds the vehicle that you're currently driving. Oh, see there, I hit it a little bit too hard and it broke it again. Oh, dude, I'm upside down. If you flip upside down too, you can use that same R option. And then you can see as you get close, it will actually show you which part you're getting. And do that little holographic where you can see it says piston. So let's take this. We're going to go this way. Because there's sometimes where, yeah, you just shove it off a cliff and it's easier. But, like, if I already have it and there's a nice, easy path, I usually just drive with it down and then drop it off. There's that one. Oh, and then we can see there off in the distance, there's another piece on top of that rock. Let me see if I can get over there. Let's see, I'm gonna have to run up this side. Okay, so I see that it's on that rock. I don't know if I'll be able to get up there yet. But I'm certainly going to try. Oh, that's big, too. Let me see if I can get close enough to tell what it is. Medium pontoon. Oh, that'll come in super handy for when I'm building boats. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be able to get over there. Heck yeah. So that... Oh, hello. Just started rolling. Okay, cool. I guess we're going to have to chase that down now. Real quick, so that's a little bit bigger than the fork that I have, so I'm going to try and widen this out just a little bit. See if that'll be enough to grab it. I can just push it along, but I like to have the control, so if I need to steer, I don't have to back up and get around it from the other side. I can just kind of steer with it, and it'll go. So let's see if we can grab this real quick. Yeah, that's just big enough. I'm gonna see if I can push it off this hill fast enough for it to roll in a straight line. But let's... Oh, nope. Got out from behind it. It is really funny, too, because these things do have, like, actual weight in the game. They're not just big. So there are times where if you grab onto it with like a magnet or something that you can get later on, it'll cause some really interesting issues with the balance of your craft. And so, come on, turn, turn. There we go. And it just barely hit there, but it was able to get it. So I've got that pontoon. I feel like they're... Okay, so I think right up there on top of that rock there's a piece. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get that one. I think that was the one we were originally going for, and then I saw another one that I decided to get instead because it was easier. But let's run up there real quick and see. Okay. There it is. Right, dead ahead. Okay. So I'm gonna do a pretty simple... Oh! I thought spacebar braked, but it definitely does not. Okay, I'm gonna do a pretty similar thing that I did for that piston, which is just copy that up, rotate it. Whoops, wrong button. Go ahead and copy that one more time. That should be good enough. There are ways that I could fancy fix this. Nope, not high enough. But fancy fixing can happen later in the game when I've got more parts to work with. I'm gonna extend that a little bit so it'll be easier to get. Let's try that on for size. Oh, and it's a power core. Cool. Don't really need that. Let's go ahead and push that off. That fell. And that little top part is adjusting my balance here, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that off. Okay. Let's see. Nope. Oh, that was interesting. I still have 3 wheels, so I can still drive. That's so funny. I want to see if I can get it into the retrieval drone or whatever with just 3 wheels. Yeah, that works surprisingly well. Might have to try and build like a little motorcycle or something later on. Or like a forklift where the back wheel will move, but then the front 2 are stable. I guess I could create like an actual forklift. Oh, so these guys here, I don't know how well y'all can see them. But that little guy holding the golden thing, there's I think there's like different decals and stuff. Let's see, accessories. Yeah, so there's different accessories that you can buy that cost like in-game currency. I don't usually unlock these just because they look cool. They don't really do anything. But what that... Whoops, sorry. What that guy does is he has a little, like a little gold thing that gives you those, but you have to chase him around the map. So they will very often go on different terrains. They'll fly distances, so you've got to follow them quickly enough, otherwise it'll just reset. And so that's actually a really fun challenge to try and build one craft that can go to all those different places, or be able to switch between them fast enough that you're not losing it. Now, I am trying to figure out where the last 2 within 200 meters are. Let's see if there's something over here. Oh, there's a little dark area. I bet there's something in here. Those are little dudes that you can run over. They'll give you money as well. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's a 1x2 block. So it's a little, yeah, those will come in handy. I use those all the time. Just gotta get around it here. Oop, hello. recovery drone should be back this way. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I almost broke open on those. Okay, so that's the last one in that radius. As you can see, that little radar reticle went away. I thought I saw one that was over here. Oh yeah, okay. I think it's all the way up on that hill. I might be able to get it now. I might have to come back when I've got some bigger, better wheels, but we'll at least try. Here, let's I'll get close to this guy and you can see he'll kind of fly off. Yeah, there he goes that way. I might be able to chase him for a little bit. It looks like he's going for up on that hill. Let's see if I can keep up with him. Yeah, it's definitely, they don't give you a timer, but there is definitely a timer with it. What the heck did I even hit? Let's see, where will he go next? Okay, so he's going over here. Oh, and then he's going... See, he's going all the way up on the top of that other hill. I don't know that I'll be able to drive around there in time and get there. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave him to go back to where he is. And then I'll probably come back when I've got some kind of a rocket or some kind of little plane that I can kind of fly from spot to spot. That'll let me follow him just a little bit easier. So yeah, there's a piece right up there. It looks like a pretty big one. I'll go ahead and see if I can get that. Yeah, it's really funny. They like make little chickens or birds or something that you can run over for points. It's a little messed up, but not terribly. I don't know if y'all can hear that sound effect, but like when I drive over that, it's actually mud. And so there's a couple of different textures of ground. This clearly is grass. Oh, it's a wedge. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. So the grass is pretty good. It's a pretty solid, easy texture to drive on. The mud is very slippery, and so it can be pretty difficult, especially with larger pieces of salvage, to grab those and even just like control your car, because you're trying to turn, but if your wheels aren't gripping, then you'll just slide all over the place. Sand can be a little hard to drive in for the same reason, but I feel like the mud is a lot worse. Sand also slows you down a lot. Dang it, dude, come on. It looks like a ball, but it's acting very blocky. Of course, I missed driving around it, so... It's kind of rolling down the hill that way. I kind of just need to guide it. Let's go. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and turn just a little bit. Boom, got it. Okay. I'm not seeing any. It looks like there's one way on top of that hill. But I'm not going to be able to get up there for a while. So let's go ahead and go. I saw another not respawn point. There's another recovery drone here, so let's go ahead and activate that. And then you can see there's there's one over there, or a couple over there. There's one here. I'm gonna grab these. They're probably, oh, it's a large hinge. Oh, that'll come in handy. That's a 2x1 hinge. What you saw me use in the last game, and what I'm using now are the steering hinges. I tried to point, but then I realized you can't see me pointing at the screen. Oh, let me do it here. So they're little 1x1 blocks, but every now and then I'll need like the whole car to move or rotate, and so it's really nice to use those. The large hinges that I got, because they are a 2x1 option, and so... Alright, well, let's go ahead and grab this piece. This is probably an underwater propeller. So that's what you have to. Yep. So that's what you have to be able to travel on the water. Wheels don't work so great in water, and so you get the propeller, make sure that's underwater, and then it'll be able to scoot you around. I'll build a pretty simple ship after this. Um, just because that'll be a fun little building thing, and then there's an island over there with a couple of pieces of salvage on it that we'll be able to explore and check out, and so... See, like right here, I'm trying to turn, but I can't because I don't have any traction in the sand. Oh, see, look, it got... So, a new blueprint popped up, amphibious, so that's actually a pretty decent car. So I'm going to do the auto build. It's really cool because you can watch it place all of the blocks as it goes. So you can see right there, it's got that large hinge. So it's got that large hinge, the 2x1. Pontoons on it to help it float. Wheels so that it can drive. And then underneath, it's got that one underwater propeller. Or I guess it's got two of them. And then as you can see, this top part will rotate left and right. So this one will propel the vehicle, and then that one will actually help steer it. I keep trying to hit escape to get out of here, and I forget that I can't. So let's go ahead, and that island dead ahead, we're going to go ahead and drive right over there. Obviously, it's not the fastest thing in the book, but it drives, and it floats. Oh, and you can see there's the Bulldog engine right there on the back. That's what powers the wheels. A lot later on, once I get rocket engines, I actually prefer to use those even on my boats, just because they go so much faster. And then at some point you can unlock like hover pads, so you can build like a hover car. And the thing with them is if you go fast enough in the water, it'll actually allow you to float on the water. And so I would have some like competitions with myself just to see exactly how fast of a car or a vehicle I could build. And I got some pretty insanely fast hover cars. Just because, especially once you get on the water, there's no terrain issues. You just have to make sure you're not turning so fast it'll flip. So yeah, there's a number. So there's one piece right there, two pieces in the water, another piece of salvage over there, another one there, and then I think at least 3 more on this island. So that'll probably be some pretty good parts. A couple of them are probably just going to be like structural stuff, like the 2x2 angle, or slope, I think is what it was called, that we found earlier. Okay, so that unlocks that. Let me see if I can figure out what this piece is. Oh, it's the tractor beam. Heck yeah. That thing is great. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and... What is it? R? Yeah, here we go. So I can press and hold R, and it allows me to assign transformations. So you can see I've already got that car, the one I was using earlier, on 4. So I'm going to assign this to 1. Did that do it? Nope, that's save blueprint. I don't want to do that. Let me delete that. That's not what I want. No, keep my blocks. Delete. Like, how do I assign? I don't want to save the blueprint. Oh, there we go. I did have to save the blueprint, but it let me save it there, and see, now it's assigned to that transformation. Excuse me. So if I go back to my normal screen, and I think I can hold T. No, it's R for transform. And then if I hit 1, it'll switch to that, or I can hit 4. Apparently I can't because I'm missing blocks. Well, let me pull my builder back up. Go to my blueprints. Oh, dragon engine. Yeah, okay. So I had just slapped like a really, really beefy engine on that. So that's now in my blueprint vehicles, but I'm actually going to drop that out. And I'm going to edit it just to throw those lights and the, I don't know what to call these things, the little side arm thingies back on. So let's see, let's do that real quick. Gadgets, headlamp. Okay, and then... yeah, so there it's saying, you know, I'm replacing the old blueprint with the new blueprint. So now, if I press and hold R and hit 4, yeah, it'll switch into my bumper car. So, oh, that's going to be annoying. Okay. So to get that tractor beam, which realistically is a fantastic piece of technology, I'll show you how it works here in a second when I get it. So it's on a rock that is actually separated right here. And so I have a couple of different options. I can probably drive fast enough to land on that rock and then just push it off, which is probably what I'll end up doing. I've also done it a couple of times. Oh, hold on. I just realized this version only has the one engine, and I want to copy that and make 2 of them. I have, I think, done ones before where I've just extended and like copied the rest of my car over, so then it's really long and I can kind of drive across because the weight of it will keep you back, and then by the time the front wheels touch down, it'll let you. Oh, okay. So I flipped. Let me see if. Okay, good enough. Sweet. Okay, so I knocked it off the rock. It wasn't pretty, but I got it. Just had to fix my car a couple of times. Now I'm just gonna grab it and take it over. That will take up one of my power core slots. However, I do have 3 available. Boom, tractor beam unlocked. Let's go ahead and show y'all what that does. I freaking love this thing. Gadgets, here we go, tractor beam. So when activated, the tractor beam attracts loose objects like salvage blocks and artifacts, weight, and then it gives you that weight value. So we're going to slap that on there. We see the front of it is facing. I don't like that being keybinded to E. So I'm going to change that to my spacebar, because I don't really use spacebar for anything. And it is going to be a toggle. I want it to toggle, so you can see it's got pretty wide range. So now... and these are all just preferences, you know. My finger's always on this. My thumb is always on the space bar. So if I need to grab it, I can. If I need to let it go, I can. I've also done some where like I'll attach it to a hinge. Okay, tail fin. That'll be interesting. That'll be good for both ships and for like for boats and for planes. You can see, so that's right there. I can hit my spacebar and it'll pull it in between my little arms. So let's go ahead and drive this one back and drop it off. And I'm really hoping I can find a power core on this island, because I don't know if you guys remember, but my that like amphibious boat that I used, that uses 3 power cores already. And to be able to get those ones that are out floating, I need to have another one. So hopefully I'll be able to find another power core and then slap the tractor beam onto that amphibious car and then grab those pieces of salvage. So I remember seeing at least 3 up here, so let's see, I think there's one farther north. When I say north, up. I don't think there are any directional markers in this game. There is a map, but I don't use that a ton. Yeah, here we go. So you can see this one also... oh yeah, it's a power core. Awesome. So you can see it's kind of separated on its own thing, but... I can just turn my tractor beam on and grab it. Let's run that one back down. And then I think there's one higher up there, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to get up there right now. Do this the quick and dirty way. I'm just gonna drive it right off the side here. Oh! Hey, I stayed upright too. Unfortunately I am floating, so my wheels can't touch. I I'm gonna have to... Let's see. I'm hoping I can get enough contact with the ground underneath that my wheels will catch. Yeah, there we go. Finally got enough traction. Oh, come on. Yep, I'm just barely in the water again. Here we go. I won't do that quick and dirty next time, because clearly it was not that quick. I could have just driven around and it would have been a lot faster. Cool, cool.
This power core is required for your spaceship.
So now I'm going to hop to my builder, and I am actually just going to select this and save it, so that now when I pull this bumper car up and I want to use it again, it has that tractor beam attached. Now I'm going to pull my amphibious car out. We're going to go ahead and delete the blocks that I had before. And I think for this one I'm going to slap it on the back here. I think that'll make it just a little bit easier to use. But I'm going to do it in such a way that it goes right behind that pontoon. That might cause some balance issues. What am I doing? Gadgets. That might cause some balance issues, but it shouldn't be too bad. And so then I'll just have to back up to a piece of salvage before I do it, and so not that big of a deal. Oops. Keep trying to hit that escape button. Okay, let's go for that one right there, dead ahead. What is ups? I see Sleeping Pilgrim. I think that's one of my friends, Khalil or Kamari. I used to know those guys in college. We would hang out at their place a lot. Oh, I didn't change the key binding there. So I have to hit E to grab that piece of salvage. But yeah, I would hang out at their place a lot and we'd play games. Like there was one night. Oh, it's Khalil. Okay. What's up, Khalil? Sorry about that. Yeah, so we would play games like, you know, we'd do Halo or something like that. Or there was one time we played Portal, and they were like, dude, we're not able to figure this game out. Like, it's just crazy, but you're doing it. So, like, if you just want to figure these puzzles out, like, we're here for a good time. And so they were probably my first real gaming fans. And so whenever I got this started back up, I made sure and reached out to them. I was like, hey, just so you guys know, I'm doing this now. We can join in again. And so it was a good time. Yeah, he just said we'd game till like 3 a.m. and that is an absolute fact. I don't remember. I think that was we did it a lot when I worked overnights, and so you know, I would be like on my night off, I'd go up and we'd just hang out, and it's like I'm already on the night shift, so I'm not even tired. Yeah, we'd hang out so late. I remember playing through Portal in one sitting, but it took me like a good 6 hours. We just stayed there the whole time. And at one point, I was like, should we stop? Like, it's getting kind of late. And they're like, dude, we're so close to the end, let's just do it. And I was like, alright guys, cool. Yeah, I do really like that night sky. They've got a DLC that's space. So I think you can, I don't know if you can travel to other planets, but I think it'd be pretty sick if you could like fly up, go to another planet, land there, do stuff. You know, like if it had different gravity and atmosphere settings, you'd obviously have to adjust your stuff for that, so. Dope, just unlocked that power core.
This power core is required for your
Oh, that was another
spaceship.
power core that I picked up, okay. So real quick, I'm gonna redesign this ship. A small amount, it's just a little on the slow side. So I'm just gonna give it a couple of more. I'm just gonna give it an extra engine. I have 5 out of 6 power cores, so honestly, I'm gonna do 2 more. Oh, no. I don't want to do 1 more of those. I'm gonna give it another one of these bad boys. So that when it's on land, it'll be a little bit faster too. It also is not very, I guess hydrodynamic is the correct term. I think aerodynamic, but it's a boat, so it's in the water. I'll show you guys what that looks like, or you know what? Here, let's just do it. So under this tools option, there's an aerodynamics option that will actually show you how aerodynamic each section of your vehicle is. And so as you can see, a lot of that is red and yellow, so it is not super dynamic, but it's okay for what we need now. Those ones where I would try and do like build the fastest thing I could build. I would do them where like everything was bright green. Would cover everything up with like really thinly sloped blocks, like that 4x1 that I used on my on the X-wing. I do those on everything, so there's no portion of it. Any engines, any wheels, any shear line would be covered. Okay, that's a wedge corner. I don't know if I need that. Ugh. Hold on, this is gonna bother me. I need to change the key binding for this tractor beam. I keep trying to hit spacebar and it's not doing anything. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So see, it just I just like drifted in the water, so when I went to turn, that wedge corner is heavy enough that it'll just keep right on turning. This is why I like the rockets, because there's one that I built that floated very minimally, but it was basically like a hydrofoil. Like, it would start out a little bit lower, I'd fire the rockets on the back, and it would just get to where it was the tiniest little bit. It wasn't even technically floating, it would just skim across the surface of the waves. But that thing was a lot of fun. I had to put rockets on it so it could steer, because if I tried to put a fin or something, it would just flip the whole thing over because it was going so fast. But I would put like a little rocket on the side, and it would literally just like nudge the nose. I like that they added all the extra details, like the trees and stuff like that. Granted, those do become actual objects. I built a plane at one point and was like, oh, let me see if I can fly through this forest. And it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Because also, I mean, like, a real problem with planes is trying to keep them airborne, but go as slowly as possible. And so, that was just kind of a whole other thing. But yeah, they add in all the clouds, like there's sunsets and stuff like that. I think this is technically sunrise. But it's just like, they just made this game so beautiful and just added a bunch of stuff in. It's cool too, because there's a lot of stuff underwater that you can go and find. Part of me wishes that they would add in like sharks and stuff like that could attack you. Because as you guys saw when I built that X-Wing, they give you guns. There's just like not really anything to do with it. And so I'm kind of just like, give me something to shoot at. After I drop this one off, you can see right over there, kind of right above the roof of my seat there, is like looks like a dark shadow. I wonder if that's a cave. So once I drop this off, I'm gonna go see if I can figure out what's in that cave. It's probably another piece of salvage. Yeah, once you go underwater, I was like, oh yeah, I can figure this out, and tried to do it, and I was like, I can't figure this out. This is terrible. I can't steer. Every time I try and steer, I just spin in circles. So they give you a blueprint for a submarine. And that gave me a lot of ideas for like, oh, here's how you use these blocks to stabilize and adjust, that kind of stuff. Khalil said underwater, really, yeah. I'll see if I can show you, or like get the camera to clip through the surface just enough But there are definitely a handful of pieces of salvage where you get a diving bell seat. So all of your cars have to have a seat. This one is just like the standard or whatever. Yeah, it's just the normal seat. That's how you control your vehicle. They've got some. There's like a go-kart seat. That's just like a little tiny. There's the airplane one or the aerodynamic one or whatever that I used for the X-wing. And then there's the underwater one as well. And so there's a space one that you use when you build your spaceship in the end. Let me. What is it? R? It's R. Let me switch because I gotta have my headlights for this one. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, so is there anything off? Oh, there's just another exit. Oh yeah, see, there's a piece. What is it? Ooh, oh, there's a weight block. Those are a lot of fun, especially for your planes. Sometimes you need to add weight in either like the front or the back or in a specific section so that you can get it to balance the right way. And so that's what those weight blocks are for. I tried building a helicopter at one point, and it is about as easy as real helicopters are in real life, because planes, I remember reading one time, it was like, planes want to fly. They're built, they kind of glide, they cruise, you know, they want to fly. Helicopters are like an abomination of the aviation industry. They're not supposed to fly. If you just hover in one place, they'll crash. They don't like to behave, and so I'm gonna see if I can drive off and do a quick transform into my amphibious car. I think there's one more. Let's see. That worked well enough. Let me check out one of these other islands. There's probably salvage over there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to clip through quite right. And of course it won't show if I'm above water. Let me try this. Okay, yeah, there we go. So you can see there's all kinds of stuff underwater. So see there, on top of that pillar, there's a piece of salvage. And then down in those weeds, I'm pretty sure there's at least like one or two more. And then you can see here, there's like an underhang. I don't think I can point any kind of way, but right above my character's head, there's like an underwater cave where you have to go and you can kind of explore those and find pieces of salvage that have made their way in there. But yeah, it's tons of fun. I think really early on, before I had really figured out how submarines worked, I had gotten the underwater diving bell, which is what they call the seat. It's a diving bell. And so instead of doing anything like an actual submarine, I just built a car on the diving bell seat, and so I would just drive along the bottom of the ocean and try and find stuff. Alright, that's another wedge. We'll go ahead and grab that piece. Oh, I almost dropped it. That one's probably closer. I like how this kind of wiggles. Just looks funny. I'll probably keep these videos and like actually go through the whole campaign with you guys. But then I'll do a couple in the test zone where I show you like, hey, here's this one thing that I built, and just slopped a bunch of rockets on it, and like we'll see how fast it goes. And then of course, yeah, if you guys want to suggest if there's any real life vehicles. Oh shoot. Oh, almost flipped over, but not quite. If there's any real life vehicles that you guys want to see built, just comment on any of my Trailmakers videos, and I'll try and read through those comments and see if there's something. If you can include a picture, that'd be great. If not, that's totally cool. Just a description is usually enough. I usually don't mess around with the colors too much, especially on stuff like this, just because I see it as like a utility. Like, it's a thing that I drive places to... Yeah, these are those little chickens you can chase down. If you can hit them, they give you money. Ooh, buoyancy control device. Those are a lot of fun. So that... Whoops. So basically what that lets you do is you can either fill it or empty it, and so it'll basically either be filled with water or air. And so if you fill it with water, it'll sink, and then if you fill it with air, it'll float. So once you have the diving bell, that's a big thing for submarines. Let me see real quick. Oh, it's tab for the map. Okay. So this will show, so this is the map. You can zoom out and see the whole area. I think I have to use arrow keys to navigate. Oh no, it's the right click. So you can see, and it'll actually show, you know, unknown salvage 25 meters below you. Or here's a bunch 900 meters above me. There are a handful of floating islands that, well, I'm not sure what that star is. That's pretty cool. But it'll show, you know, the recovery drones as well. Oh, and it lets you fast travel. I wonder if I can fast travel with... Oh, nope, can't travel... Okay, can't fast travel with salvage. I figured that was a little too nice to be true. But if I can find that diving bell pretty soon, I'll show you a super lightweight. I did and I didn't like record these videos, but just for my challenge, I was like, let me see if I can build, you know, a submarine, a plane using as few blocks as possible. And so I did that, and I got a submarine that was really stripped down. Didn't work super well, but it was all of like 8 blocks. And so if I can find that diving bell, that should be just enough. Yeah, what is that? You can see there's that little star marker, and it's green, but I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to go over there and figure it out. But I want to see if I can find that diving bell, because that's a lot of, it's a lot of fun once you start exploring under the water and everything. I feel like it should be on one of these islands. I could definitely just like Google it and figure out where it is, but I kind of don't want to do that, just because part of what we're doing here is figuring out where everything is together, and I legitimately just don't remember. I am going to swim over, I say swim, I am going to drive over this and see what it is. Oh, that's above me on that island. That's below. That's way below. Way above, way above. Okay. Wait, that just disappeared. From the map, oh, it moved! You see that? It used to be over here, now it's over there. What is this thing? Or did they add in, like, whales and stuff that you can kill? Like a special pickup or something? It's just a green... I wonder if I can drown. We're about to find out. Beacon. Oh, apparently I added a beacon. And that's what that was. I didn't even realize I did that. Well, okay. It's kind of annoying that I just wasted time, but oh well. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna check out these other islands. I feel like the diving bell might be on one of them. I'm not 100% sure. But obviously it can't be underwater. It can't be... I don't think it's super high up. How am I adding a beacon? Oh, I click and it adds a beacon. Okay. So I just accidentally had clicked on the screen and it did a beacon. Let's see. I think there's a piece of salvage on this island. Oh, I haven't explored it yet, that's why. Okay. I at least know it's not underwater, because then you couldn't get to it, at least easily. I guess we'll see. Yeah, there's still those two below. I might be able to get, so there's, whoops, I just added another beacon. I might be able to get that one. It's only 25 meters below the surface. I might be able to build like a pole or something that'll reach down with the tractor beam on the end and grab it, but we'll see. Oh yeah, there we go. Whoops. Just crashed into a tree. There it is. What is it? Oh, it's a large paddle. Okay. So they'll give you I've never used these, mostly because I haven't ever been able to figure out how they work well enough. I mean, I know how it works, but like I've never been able to use it in a ship. I guess I could build like an old school like paddle boat. You know, with the big, like, wheel with the paddles that turns. That might be interesting. Oh, that's funny. So apparently my friends Khalil and Kamari are using the same YouTube account, so they'll just have to give a shout out if they ever switch. Thanks for joining on, Kamari. Hey, Ethan's there. What's up, dude? He's the worship pastor at our church. I know he does a lot of game, and he actually did streaming for a while on Twitch. He's a pretty cool dude. Thanks for joining in, man. I appreciate that. I always get really insecure about my video game choices, just because, like, you know, like, everybody's into Valorant, or Rocket League, or, I don't know, whatever all the kids are playing these days, Fortnite. I'm not a huge fan of those kinds of games, personally. I will play some, like, we play, we've got a group of friends that play Helldivers, and that game is tons of fun. I'll probably do some streams or recordings of that and then post them. But Helldivers is tons of fun. I was talking to one of my friends about it, and I was like, yeah, I really don't like multiplayer games. And he's like, well, that's why Helldivers works, because it's a co-op against a computer. And I was like, alright, man, I see where you're coming from. Like, that works out. But, and I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to talk down on anybody that does play any of the games that I just listed, but they're just not my cup of tea. Some people are more willing to put in, like, Rocket League specifically. Great game. I think it's fun. I just am not willing to put in and, like, work towards getting skilled enough at it that I'm able to compete. But if I ever have somebody that's like, hey, I just started playing Rocket League, and it's like, yeah, I'll play with you. I'm gonna be trash, but you are too, so it's okay. This is probably the most boring part of this game, is just trying to explore around and find... Okay, so that's a blank island. There's another piece underwater. I keep placing beacons places. Let's see if there's one on this island. I don't think there is. Oh yeah, look, there is, right over there in between those trees. Let's see if I get close enough. Oh, it's the ship's wheel. I've never actually used that one. I think it's for building, like, bigger ships. I know one of the DLCs they have is the High Seas, where you can, like, straight up build, like, frigates with sails and, like, pirate ships and stuff like that. I might check that out one of these days, but I've never used this ship's wheel. I'll go ahead and grab it, though. I am going to see if there's a section of the map I'm gonna cut it to the left and try and explore this section of the map. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. So that ship's wheel is actually dragging me down. You can see the weight of it. I'm gonna have to go ahead and... I'm gonna have to rebuild it, and I'm gonna lose that ship's wheel, but that's okay. Like I said, I don't really ever use it. I really want to find that diving bell, because that thing is so much fun. I just cannot remember for the life of me where it is. I'm trying to see if I can look through the water, and I don't think I can from this point of view. Okay, nothing else on the map there. That's below, that's above, that's below. I think there's something on this little island over here, so I'm gonna go check that out real quick. And then, so each of the pillars of smoke that you can see all around is another respawn not respawn beacon. I can't even think of what they're called right now. The places where you take salvage. And so especially when I get later on, it's like, you know, there will be a bunch that I use. It's always easiest to take it to the closer one. It's almost always easiest to take it to the closer one. But I know some of them are on like weird terrains. Some of them have like this one I'm not going to be able to get to because it's up a cliff, and I don't think I'm not going to be able to climb a cliff at this point. So I'll probably just drive. I might try and hit that one up because I think that one's just on some mud. And I should be able to navigate the mud well enough. Let's see, what is this? Small porthole. Never used that one as well. I think you can build... actually, I don't know when you would use that. I can't think of why. So, campaign mode in this game, Ethan just asked in the YouTube comments. Not sure if everybody can see those or not, but so basically how it works is you grab pieces of salvage like this, and and you take it back to one of the salvage points, and what that does is it then lets you use that piece to build new ships. And so what you're trying to do is you've like crash landed on this planet. Yeah. So you've crash landed on the planet, and what you're trying to do is get enough pieces to build a spaceship to get back up into space so they can like pick you up and rescue you or whatever. And so I don't need the porthole for it. I like picking up the salvage just because it's kind of a completionist thing. Gotta get all the salvages, gotta find all the stuff. And so at least I don't think I need it for the spaceship, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab it and drop it off anyway. I'm gonna check out those two islands over there, because I don't think I've explored that way yet. Alright, so just unlocked that. Yeah, it didn't give me the warning that it was needed for my space station, so I probably didn't need it, but... gonna go ahead and run over there. Get some water, my throat's dry. Let me check that map, see if I didn't really explore that island. There's another salvage below me. I looked up and I was like, salvage, but then I realized it was just one of those little floaties on the screen, and I was like, oh man, that's kind of disappointing. Let's turn this way, because if there's a piece of salvage on this island, then I'll drive past the other one in the process to take it back to the drop-off point, so... Oh, this is pretty steep. I wonder if I'll be able to drive up this or not. Only one way to find out. Nope, sure enough. Okay, and I don't see any salvage nearby. I don't have that little marker, and so let's go ahead and drive over to this other island. It'll let you go like short distances underwater. Oh, see, there I'm getting one, but is it on the island or is it underwater? It'll let you go short distances underwater, but if you're underwater, if your ship is underwater for too long, it'll kick you out of the cockpit seat and won't let you drive it at all. And so I am not seeing anything on this island. Oh, 2 meters. Oh, it's on the other side. Probably. Oh, look, right there. Diving bell! That's the heck yeah. I'm so glad I found that. Let's see if I can just pull it out. Oh. Okay, so that kind of did weird, but I got it in the end. Oh, heck yeah, I'm going to be able to build a submarine. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, so I think it's Kamari. He was the last one that identified himself. Just that it's not really a survival game. There's not a health bar aspect. There's not any enemies, anything like that. But you are pretty much just trying to find resources and build cooler and better machinery. Which is one of the things that appeals to me too, is the ingenuity and the creativeness required in trying to figure out how to solve the problem of I need to get this piece of salvage with the blocks that I have. How do I build it? So we're gonna build that. I'm gonna use that diving bell. So when you think about submarines, basically all you need is you need to be able to float to be able to drive on the surface, and then you need to be able to tilt up and down and have some kind of propulsion. So what I would usually do is, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to slap an underwater propeller on top of... I take that back. I'm not going to do it that way. I don't want to do it on top. I think it's balance. Yeah, there's my buoyancy control device. So the only annoying thing about these is they only connect on one side. So I'm going to... Oops. Let me get this. I'm trying to get this to the front, but it isn't moving right because I'm trying to use the arrow keys. I first played this game when I had my Xbox on controller, and so there's a lot of the functionality of it that I am not good at with keyboard and mouse still. So like the click and drag for pieces, I hate. It's awful. It's the worst. So let's see. So essentially what I'm trying to do here, these should both work well enough to be able to propel me if I just slap them, to be able to float me if I just slap them on the front and back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one set that when I hit the W key, I'm going to have the bottom one, the back one fill with air and the front one fill with water, so it tilts it down, and then I can kind of control that in a gradient. So if I want it full, let's go W, and I want it, let's see if that works. I might have to do some troubleshooting with that, but we'll see. And then this one, I'm going to do the opposite. I think that's right. I honestly don't know. And then propulsion-wise, I'm just going to slap a couple of underwater propellers on the sides, and we're going to see if that works. Alright, so there it is. 4 blocks. Should work well enough as a submarine, but we'll see. I'll call this my mini sub. Whoop. And then I'm going to assign that to my transformation. Hold on. I'm going to reassign all of these. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Dope. Oop, not that. Okay. So obviously I'm on land. My sub is not going to do anything. Let's go ahead and drive R3. Okay. Oh, hello. Okay. Oh, that's what I should do. So I'm immediately having problems. When I hit forward or back, my engines also propel, and so that's creating some rather interesting challenges. Didn't mean to hit tab. Go back out. So what I'm going to do instead is I am going to configure these as actually a left and right, so that way when I'm traveling, I can hold them both down and they'll both propel forward. But then, nope, that won't work. I mean, I won't really need to, like, back up, at least for right now. So let's do I'm going to clear out the reverse, and I'm just going to assign these a forward propulsion. Alright, let's try that on for size. Okay, so first things first, if I tilt forward, that works. If I tilt backward, that works. And then propulsion at least seems to work pretty well. So let's see. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. Like I said, this thing is not very good. Oh, I need a... I'm just realizing, so I hit A, and it goes to the right. I need to redo those. Configure. I just have to switch the key bindings. Okay. Let's try this again. So then if I hit both of them... Okay. So it's having a little bit of issues, but that's because it'll rotate and one of them will go out of the water. But if I do it now... Hello. Oh, I have no lateral balance. That's the problem. So I don't have anything to balance me like that, and so it's creating some interesting control problems. But as you can see, it at least works somewhat, and so you can see now a little bit better. Whoop. I'll have to look into redesigning this, because I know there's a better... I think when I was on controller, I used the trigger for the... Oh, you know what I bet I could do? Hold on, I'm going to try something real quick. Oh, nope, don't copy it. I keep hitting copy. Configure, there we go. I wonder if I can use... Oh, I'm going to use my mouse click. Oh, but it won't let me use... It won't let me right-click to keybind that. Oh, you know what? Let me do... I've got a couple of extra buttons here. Oh, it won't let me use those either. Crud. That's no fun. Let me try... Keyboard and mouse is too limiting, especially if you're not going to let me use all of the extra buttons on my mouse. I'm going to keep it at what it's at for now, because that'll work well enough for the most part, at least for exploration purposes. And then I'll figure out something here in a little bit. I'll probably play the game some other time and just play around with the controls. Excuse me, to see if I can figure out a better solution for the actual steering and control of the ship. So let's go ahead and back out. Okay, and then we'll hit our W and S. Oh, hello. I just spun around there. This is a way to... There we go. Okay. So what I'm trying to do right now is I just want to get close enough to that piece of salvage dead ahead to see if I can identify it. And then if I can identify it, that'll give me enough information to be like, hey, do I actually want to try and build a better submarine to get this, or just not worry about it? else out for this thing, because it's just not... Inverted corner. Okay, that's not important. I don't need that right now. Hello. Alright. Oh, apparently it thought I tried to get a piece of salvage. This is pretty fun to do, especially with submarines, is I'll go out and see pretty much just how high. I'll do like the dolphin, where it'll just jump out of the water, and then I can jump back down. Golly, this thing turns fast. Yeah, the easiest... Hello. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to practice with these controls more or figure out something easier. I think I am actually in a cave right now. Because that looks really dark, so it's either... Oh no, it's nighttime. You can see the moon and the stars and stuff. Come on, a little bit further down. There we go. I think the first time... Oh, it's a small pontoon. Okay. That's a pretty okay piece, especially for, like, smaller stuff. But in my experience, the medium pontoon works just as good and does a lot more, and so... Okay, I'm gonna try and get back above water. Okay, nope. And then... Oh, this thing probably doesn't, like, actually float. Yeah, it doesn't actually float. It just does enough to where I can propel myself to the surface. But then let's do... And we're upside down. There we go. Alright, well let's go, I'm gonna go over and explore one of these other islands. Real quick. I don't want to keep this going too much longer. This... Kamari says the submersible is his favorite. It's also by far the hardest to control. And I know, of course, like, the bigger I build it, the easier it'll be to control. I know the one that they give you... excuse me, the blueprint that they give you for a submarine is a lot easier, but it has, like, you can fill some of the buoyancy control devices up and actually float the whole thing. And then some of them will empty to control the front and back tilt. But still, the ones that you filled will stay full to help you float. I feel like the reason I haven't unlocked that is because I'm probably just missing some power cores. Because it won't unlock if you can't put essentially all of the engines on it. But I might look into it and figure out. This should be just shallow enough. Yeah. So there's another recovery drone. That's what they are. They're recovery drones. There's a recovery drone there that I should be able to unlock. And then there's a piece of salvage right over here that I'll go ahead and grab. What is this? Concrete wall dispenser. That's they put in some fun little gadgets. There's a beach ball dispenser. This one puts out like concrete walls, like the dividers for highways. I don't know what it's for. I assume if you're playing with people, then like you're racing, you could just drop a bunch of concrete walls in front of them and mess them up. But I don't know, like utility-wise, what you would actually use that for. Hey, there's a power core. I'll grab that. Nope. There we go. Probably do about 10 more minutes, try and find some stuff, and then call it quits for the day. But
this
let me
power
see
core is
real
required
quick.
for your spaceship.
Hey, blueprint available. The sub. See, I've got that full submarine now. So let's actually I'm gonna run back to where I was before, and we are going to use that submarine and see if I can get some of the other pieces of salvage. Whoops. I am upside down. Let me stop real quick. I just want to assign that blueprint. I'm going to assign that to the number 4 spot. So now, whoops, not that. B. So now, you know, I can float. Do you drive boats? Is that like the thing? It's not sailing unless it has a sail. Anyway, so I can hit the R and then just take that. Alright, so here's our submarine. Obviously we have our front and back tilt there. I wonder if it's... Oh, that's how you change the, okay, so there's an automatic camera. Let me... What is the control? E and Q? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Okay. So let's see how this boy does. Okay, hold on. I have to check out the key bindings for the motors, because that's not working either. So they have one on either side that does A and D, so they turn the same way. And then it's X and space. I don't know if those are the ones I would choose, but I also didn't... Oh yeah, there we go. And then you can... So it's E to go down. Okay. So you can already see this one is just bigger, and so it's a little bit easier to control. It has its own lateral stability, so it'll float a little bit better this way because you've got those pontoons on the side that'll actually float the craft itself. So let me... And then if you can tell... Oh gosh, what's the... There's a key binding for the... It's left control. Okay, for the tractor beam. That's the only one I needed to know that I hadn't. So when it, whenever you reset your ship, it'll automatically revert to the full buoyancy controls. So let's check our map. Alright, I'm going to try and get that small, salvage that's really deep there, because we don't need the small pontoon. So let's go ahead and dive. Oh, it's probably under, let's see. Yeah, there it is. So you can see it's under this little shelf here. So let me fix my angle. Let's see what this is. Oh, there's that beach ball dispenser that I was talking to you about. We'll go ahead and grab that just for the fun of it. And then that will very much affect... Oh, it's a... Oh gosh, is that a toggle? Oh geez, hold on, I'm gonna have to fix this thing. Hold on, sorry. I gotta drop that salvage. Oh yeah, they toggled that. Oh heck no. So I don't want those toggled because I want to be able to control the rate at which I rise. So I want to be able to essentially just put like, you know, I want to be able to put a little bit of air so that I can float a little bit more if I need to, like for that beach ball dispenser. It's a pretty hefty piece of machinery. So I'll float these a little bit. That'll give me more muscle on the front end for the buoyancy. Granted, the back end too, but I'll have it pretty shifted heavily that way anyway. So let me go ahead and untoggle all of that. Okay, and then I think I am... Oh! I'm just floating now. Okay. There we go. So let me get back around to that part. Oops, I keep forgetting that my forward control doesn't work. I might hook my controller up for the next time, because I feel like that largely is easier and gives you more in the same spot, but I don't know, we'll see. I might just stick it and kick to keyboard. Okay, so right now I am filling my front buoyancies on the control for the half, so I want to try and float that section. And then I'm just going to slowly float these. And see, okay, so that's still too heavy. I cannot get my front section to float with that. That is going to have to be a problem for another day. Because what I'm probably going to end up doing is just adding more of the buoyancy control devices to the front end so I can float that better. And then making sure that it's enough to like actually lift the weight of it. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and just grab this gold piece over here, and then we're going to find one more of those underwater pieces and see if we can figure out what it does. Oh, sorry, the camera's clipping weird because I'm coming up against that rock, and it doesn't like that. Okay. Ooh, there's a cave here. Let's see what's in the cave. I always like exploring caves. Sometimes they come up in like really weird, interesting places. Sometimes there's salvage in them. There's probably a piece of salvage down here. Maybe not. I might just go somewhere. I'm trying to peer around that corner as I'd go. I think I can get a few more. Yeah, I can get a few more miles per hour if I engage my left and right engines at the same time. Engines, propellers. Yo, how big is this cave? Oh, there's a piece of salt. Oh yeah, there it is, right there on the floor. Oops, I'm gonna grab these little things over here real quick. Is it X? Yeah, X is reverse. Okay. Yeah, it's the space bar for the forward motion. I want to hit the W, but obviously it doesn't like when I do that, and so. Go ahead and just spin around right here. Ew. Sorry, there's a lot of up and down motion. I hope I'm not making anybody seasick. Okay, whoops. I thought it would be good to just kind of spin out of there, but I think I'm stuck on the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, rotating servo, those come in handy. So those are really nice. When I had first started playing, they were still a little bit limited in what they had in terms of control surfaces. And so what they did with this one is on a plane that they had given you like a blueprint for a plane that I think was a prop plane. But what they had done is they used a rotating servo on the end of the wing to control a fin, so that when it tilted, it would do a lot like what like the control surfaces on an actual plane do. But it was just kind of a messy solution. I think they've now added in those pieces, which it'll be interesting to see, because I know I'd mentioned this in my first video. They've added in a lot of extra pieces since I played this game last, and so I'm thinking they've probably added in a lot of other campaign locations and added in different what am I trying to say, like more salvage pieces that you have to go and try and pick up to get the other ones and stuff like that you need. But I'm also thinking then you've probably just got a lot of extra stuff that you don't need for the spaceship to take off. It's just bonus to build cooler planes and stuff like that. I'm gonna go this way. I feel like that's a little bit closer. So for this one, since obviously my submarine doesn't have any wheels, I will probably end up just driving this salvage into the, I'm gonna go ahead and fill that up. So now I'm just floating on the surface of the water. Excuse me. So I'll just drive this into the shallows and then switch to probably my bumper car and then grab it with that front thing and just drive it up into that recovery drone, because that'll be probably the easiest solution for that. Okay, and then we do R1. Boom, there it is. Alright, well that is the first section of our Trailmakers game. I'm really glad I was able to find that diving bell, because that just makes submarines so much more fun. I might look into finding a couple of specific things so that I can build some planes next time, and kind of hunt those down and look for them so we can do that too. But we'll look at that next time. Thank you guys so much for joining, and y'all have a good rest of your day.